it's been a week. All right, everybody, look. So I realized in all of the chaos, I was actually getting to telling you what was wrong with the car and why it wouldn't shift out of park, but then that boom and explosion happened. I don't know. So let's address that right now. Then I'll show you guys what I found from that day when I was driving. So let's put this camera around. All right, so here's what it was. It was just a fuse, and this fuse is located underneath the steering wheel. So I want y'all to see where I'm going. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can really see. So there's a handle way back, right above the brake. You pull, and then this thing comes down, and there is, let's see if we can turn on the light. There is a fuse. Now, darn it, which one was it? Okay, I don't know. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was this one. Because turn a different way, or maybe it was this one. But it's the fuse for the cigarette lighter, and I'm gonna tell you how I figured it out. So I started getting my science and tech brain back together, and I started thinking about it. I said, okay, why the heck would this not move? And I realized everything in this car is electronic. I said, okay, well, if everything is electronic, I noticed that this cigarette lighter doesn't work. And if it were me wiring this up, I would run these, off of the same power line. So therefore, if this doesn't work, I know, I remember I pulled the fuse out to replace later. And I said, all right, so if that doesn't work, even though the fuse is blown, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. I was thinking to myself, it couldn't be the fuse because the fuse has been blown for a long time and it's still always shifted out of park. But then I thought about it again. Just because the fuse is blown doesn't mean it's still not doing something. The fact that the fuse was blown but still in there, it still completed the circuit. So I decided to pop the fuse back in there. It was just sitting under my seat. I popped the fuse back in there and boom, this thing shifted right out of the park. And it was a blown fuse. So I popped that blown fuse back in there and that thing worked perfect. So on to what we found. So I get out. I know it's messy in here. We still trying to get the house together. But so I come here and I'm like looking. I'm gonna have to turn the flashlight off so you can really see. So I'm like looking around. Nothing looks weird. And then I noticed down there, my AC compressor, which is right, you be looking right there. You notice how it's kind of dark, right? It seems dark. You may be thinking, I know from you probably like, well, I mean, it's deep down in there. Nah, that thing is dark and everything else is kind of gray. And so I'm like, oh, something looks like it's on it. Now let's turn this off. And I got me a little black light here. Let me zoom back into the proper spec here and pow, you see that? Lit up like a Christmas tree. That is my AC compressor. Refrigerant everywhere, all over it. So yeah, I looked it up and it's an engine out job. Turn this back around. It's an engine out job. And I really think I'm done. I walk out here, though. I got to flip back around. I walk out here, though, every time, and I just look at this car, and I just look at it. And it is just, look at the thing. It is really attractive. I mean, I thought my LS was nice looking. And then I got this, and I parked them. Parked this one behind the LS one day, and was like, ooh, that LS looked dusty and just bad. I mean, this thing, you can tell it's a fine automobile. I even have homeless people like, what car is that? I ain't gonna ask you for the money. I just want to know what kind of car that is. That's not even a joke. I look at it and then I remember the couple of good times we've had, and I'm just like, maybe I'll give it one more try. So I did find, I'm not going to do that stuff myself. I found a shop that specializes in like Bentleys and Ferraris and stuff like that. So I'm going to call them, and I do know another shop I thought about too, that does nothing but like German cars. And that guy was pretty trustworthy because he helped me out when the mechanic crashed this up. He said he'd take care of me, but I ended up doing the work myself. So I'm going to call them and just get a quote. Ask them how much for labor on an alternator and how much for the AC compressor. The compressor actually is like $300 something. It's not terrible. I just changed this condenser. This condenser doesn't even have 300 miles on it. I don't want to have to get another one, but you know, we'll see what they say. So that's it, y'all. You know, I'm used to not these types of problems, and I'm really considering just getting rid of this and just getting another one of those, a newer one, like a 05 or 06, an ultra luxury package, so I can have all of the amenities, more than even this, than this even has, and getting that. Or I don't want another truck. I don't need another SUV. I was even going to get rid of this, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. I was just going to, because this needs a new rack and pinion. Came from sitting so long, and I think that's actually what happened with this, because this thing has just been sitting for the past several years, really. Before I got it, it been sitting for a long time. I don't know. It's been sitting the longest with me, but I think that's what happened with the AC compressor, because you know it needs to run to stay lubricated, and it just, you know, I haven't been starting it up. It's been sitting too long. So anyway, that's the update, y'all. It's not a really long video. If anybody's in the DC area and knows of a good, trustworthy mechanic, let me know. I know of one, but he doesn't. He's like, nah, I ain't working on no German cars. So we'll see. I'm going to hit up those shops though and see what they talking. I don't have a price point at how much I'm willing to spend, but I am like been strongly considering getting another LS 430 just to not have the problem. And I'm looking at my LS now and I see something wrong with it. What is this? What? I didn't notice this. This is not a serious issue, but what is that all about? Where the hell is this trim? Oh, that was weird. How did that just pop out of place? I guess because, I don't know, that was weird. Anyway, I'm gone. Thanks for watching.